Remember when we used to laugh at Chinese cars? Be honest, 10 years ago, we were all making the same jokes. Oh, it's made of plastic. It's a knockoff Camry. It's going to fall apart if you sneeze too hard. We thought they were cheap. We thought they were copycats. We thought we were safe. Well, nobody is laughing anymore, because while we were making jokes, they were building this. This is the Huawei Maestro S800. And it is the single most disrespectful car I have ever seen. Why is it disrespectful? Because it costs less than a base model Mercedes S-Class, but it has technology that makes a Rolls-Royce Phantom feel like a horse-drawn carriage. I'm not clickbaiting you. This car can literally see the road surface and jump over potholes. It has a galaxy, a literal digital galaxy inside the headlights. It charges faster than you can drink a coffee, and it drives itself better than I can drive. If you are a European luxury car executive watching this video right now, I am so sorry, because the car behind me isn't just a competitor, it's an extinction event. Let's find out why the Maestro S800 just broke the world. Let's start with the face, because this is where the Galaxy design language really punches you in the gut. Look at these headlights. I mean, really look at them. This isn't just a bulb in a lens. This is what they call starry digital lighting. Inside this housing, there are thousands of individual micro-LEDs and hand-polished crystal elements that mimic a star field. It doesn't just turn on, it wakes up. When you walk up to the car, it runs a greeting animation that looks like a nebula swirling around. And see this strip? It's not chrome. It's a crushed diamond effect under glass that lights up. It's excessive. It's dramatic. And it makes the front of a BMW 7 Series look like a refrigerator. And get this, these headlights are actually projectors. If you're stopped at a wall, you can literally project a 100-inch movie from the headlights. You can project a crosswalk on the road for pedestrians. It is actually communicating with people. Who needs that? Nobody. Do I want it? Desperately. Moving to the side, and this is where the sheer scale of this thing hits you. This car is massive. It's 5.48 meters long. That is nearly 18 feet of car. It's longer than a standard wheelbase Mercedes S-Class. It's almost as long as a Cadillac Escalade, but it's a sedan. It has a presence that just demands you get out of the way. And look at the paint. This is a factory two-tone finish. Silver on top, deep purple on the bottom. That usually costs you $20,000 as an option on a Rolls-Royce. Here, it's just standard procedure. The paint quality is mirror smooth. There is zero orange peel. It looks like liquid metal. But the wheels, oh my God, the wheels. These are the pie plate disc wheels. Fully polished, forged aluminum. They look like giant dinner plates from a giant's castle. They're designed to smooth out the airflow, but mostly they're designed to let poor people know that you're rich. And speaking of showing off, look at the door handles. Or rather, don't look at them, because they aren't there. They are flush with the body to keep the arrows slick. But watch what happens when I just stand here. I don't touch anything. The car sees me. It knows it's me. And the door just opens. It doesn't pop out a handle. The entire door swings open electrically to welcome me. It uses radar sensors in the side skirt to make sure it doesn't hit a curb or a fire hydrant. It just presents the interior to you like a butler holding a coat. And when you get in, you just press the brake pedal, and the door closes itself. It is the laziest, most opulent thing I have ever experienced. I feel like a king just getting into the driver's seat. Now, come around to the back, because the drama continues. The taillight is this massive single-piece nebulous scroll. It's not just a red bar. If you get the camera close, look at the depth in there. It looks like it goes on forever, like an infinity mirror made of red stardust. And notice the trunk line? It swoops down in this boat tail shape that reminds me of the ultra-expensive Rolls-Royce boat tail that costs $28 million. This car has that same vibe for a fraction of the cost. It's wide, it's planted, and it has active aero. At highway speeds, a subtle spoiler deploys to keep this land yacht stable. It is elegant, but it's also menacing. It looks like a villain's car from a movie set in 2050. Okay, let's talk power, because you'd think a car this big moves like a tank, right? Wrong. This is the Maestro S800, and it defies physics. You can get this in two flavors, a pure EV or a range extender. This one here is the EV with the dual motor setup. We are talking about nearly 530 horsepower. And if you go for the tri-motor performance version, you're looking at over 800 horsepower. This 18-foot limousine launches from 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds. That is sports car territory in a vehicle that weighs as much as a small moon. And the charging, bro. This is where American EVs get embarrassed. It runs on an 800-volt architecture with 5C charging. That means you can plug this in and go from 10% to 80% in 12 minutes. 12 minutes. You can't even finish a coffee in 12 minutes. By the time you walk into the gas station and buy a bag of chips, the car is ready to drive another 300 miles. It's unbelievable. But the suspension is the real magic trick. This uses Huawei's Tooling Intelligent Chassis. It sounds like marketing fluff, but it's not. The car has cameras and LiDAR scanning the road ahead 50 times a second. It sees a pothole before you hit it, and it loosens the suspension on just that one wheel to absorb the impact, then stiffens it back up instantly. You literally do not feel the road. It's like levitating. And it has rear-wheel steering that turns up to 16 degrees. For context, a Mercedes S-Class turns 10 degrees. This thing can U-turn in a space tighter than a Honda Civic. I'm not joking. You can whip this 18-foot beast around in a parking lot like it's a go-kart. It also has a crab walk mode where it can slide diagonally into a parking spot. It's showing off. It's just showing off at this point. Okay, let's talk safety, because this car is basically a rolling fortress. It's built with what they call Xuanwu architecture, named after a mythical Chinese black tortoise deity, which is arguably the coolest name for a chassis ever. The torsional stiffness is 53,000 Newton-meters per degree. If you aren't a nerd, that basically means this car is stiffer than a tank. It has 13 airbags. Airbags for your knees, airbags for your sides, airbags between the passengers. If you crash this, you're basically going to bounce around in a bouncy castle. But you probably won't crash, because this car runs Huawei ADS 4.0. This is the driver assist system that everyone is freaking out about. It uses a 192-line LiDAR on the roof. That's the little bumpy C. Plus 11 cameras and 12 radars. It doesn't just see cars, it sees intent. It can predict if a pedestrian is about to step off the curb. It can navigate construction zones without lines. It can drive gate to gate from your driveway to your office parking spot with zero intervention. It makes Tesla Autopilot feel like a teenager with a learner's permit. Alright, take a deep breath, because we are going inside. And this is where the Maestro S800 just ends the game. Open the door, and the first thing you smell is money. I'm serious. It has a built-in fragrance system with 3 different scents designed by a French perfumer. But look up. Look at the ceiling. That is not a glass roof. That is the Starry Sky headliner. And unlike the Rolls-Royce where they hand-poke fiber optics into leather, this is a digital crystal matrix. It twinkles. It shoots shooting stars across the roof. You can change the color of the constellations. It is mesmerizing. My camera barely does it justice. You just want to lean back and stare at it for hours. The dashboard is a wall of screens. You have a 12.3-inch instrument cluster, a massive 15.6-inch center screen, another 16-inch screen just for the passenger, and this runs Harmony OS. It is buttery smooth. There's zero lag. You can drag windows, pinch, zoom, throw apps from one screen to another. You can connect the controller and play console-quality games while you charge. But the craziest part? The AI assistant. It uses a large language model, basically like having ChatGPT built into the car. You don't say, turn on the AC. You say, I'm a little cold and I had a bad day. And the car will turn up the heat, turn on the heated massage seats, change the ambient lighting to a warm orange, and play relaxing jazz. I am not making this up. It literally comforts you. Let's talk about these seats. They aren't seats. They are thrones wrapped in silk wood and Napa leather. The stitching is perfect. But the front seats are just the appetizer. The back seat? Oh my God. The back seat. This is the CEO spot. Press one button labeled Zero Gravity, and the front seat motors all the way forward, and folds down. Rear seat reclines to 143 degrees. The leg rest extends. The footrest drops down. You are literally lying flat. And then, the sleep mode activates. The blinds close automatically. The audio system cancels out outside noise using active noise cancellation. The starry sky dims to a soft glow. It is quieter than a library in here. You could sleep through a hurricane in this car. And while you're lying there, let's talk about the entertainment. There are 43 speakers in this car. 43. There are speakers in the headrests, speakers in the ceiling, speakers in the floor. The total output is nearly 3,000 watts. When you turn on a movie on the pop-up 32-inch laser projection screen that comes out of the ceiling, yes, I said laser projection screen, the sound doesn't just come from the sides, it moves. If a helicopter flies over in the movie, you feel the sound travel across the roof of the car. It is an IMAX on wheels. And there's a fridge back here, obviously, but not just a cold box. It can keep your champagne at exactly 6 degrees Celsius. Or it can switch to heat mode to keep your tea warm at 50 degrees. It's dual climate storage, because God forbid your tea gets lukewarm. But here's the detail that broke my brain. The armrest in the back, it has a touchscreen built into it. That's normal, right? No, you can detach it. You can pick up the tablet, walk out of the car, and still control the car's music and lighting from outside. Why? I don't know. Maybe you want to DJ your own arrival at a party. It's feature overload in the best possible way. The wood trim isn't plastic, it's open-pore rare wood. The crystal buttons are real crystal. Every surface you touch feels expensive. It makes a Tesla interior feel like a plastic toy from a Happy Meal. It's embarrassing how much better this is. Practicality? Yeah, it has that too. The trunk is huge, 445 liters. You can easily fit 4 golf bags or enough luggage for a week in the Hamptons. Or, knowing the demographic for this car, a couple of briefcases full of important documents, and maybe a gold bar or two. The center console is deep enough to hide a laptop. The door pockets are lined with felt, so your sunglasses don't rattle. It's a functional family car, assuming your family is royalty. You can fit 3 kids in the back comfortably, but let's be real, you're only putting 2 people back here so they can enjoy the executive lounge experience. So, how much does all this insanity cost? If this were a German car, a Mercedes Maybach, or a BMW 760, you're looking at $200,000 easily. If it's a Rolls-Royce, you're looking at $450,000. So, brace yourselves. The Huawei Maestro S800, with the laser lights, the starry sky, the 43 speakers, and the autonomous driving that sees the future, starts at around $700,000 RMB. That converts to roughly $98,000 USD. Less than $100,000 for a car that is objectively better equipped than a $250,000 Bentley. Even the fully loaded top-trim Ultra version is about $140,000. It's half the price of its competitors. Half. It shouldn't be possible. It feels like a glitch in the Matrix. The price is devastating. It's devastating because if this car came to the US at that price, the luxury car market would implode overnight. Who is buying an S-Class for $140,000 when you can get this for $100,000? Nobody. And that's the reality we have to live with. We're watching this revolution from the sidelines. So I have to ask you, would you buy this? If this was parked at a dealership next to a Tesla Model S Plaid or a Mercedes S-Class, are you taking the keys to the Chinese spaceship, or are you sticking with the old guard? Would you trust a car that drives itself this well, or is it too much tech? This is the Maestro S800. It is terrifyingly good. It's annoying to me personally how good it is. It's a wake-up call to the entire industry that the game has changed. If you enjoyed watching me have an existential crisis over a luxury sedan, do me a favor, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and drop a comment below telling me if you think this car would survive in America. I'm serious. I want to know. Until next time, I'm going to go drive my car and pretend it has a starry sky roof.